You are not going to believe this, man. The WNBA Finals, the so-called biggest stage of the season, just turned into one of the most embarrassing disasters in recent sports history. I mean, this isn't just bad. This is, can we please pretend this never happened? Bad. The Las Vegas Aces versus the Phoenix Mercury, the grand showdown that was supposed to crown the best of the best, has officially crashed harder than a rookie trying to guard Caitlin Clark in transition. And before you think I'm exaggerating, just wait till you hear what the tickets are going for. Spoiler alert, it's cheaper than your lunch. Yeah, you heard that right. You can watch the championship game for less than the cost of a burger combo at McDonald's. $6. $6. That's not a typo. That's the actual get-in price to see the biggest event in women's basketball. You can't even buy popcorn at an NBA game for that. And now, after 2 straight games of half-empty arenas, WNBA MVP A'ja Wilson is reportedly melting down behind the scenes. She's furious that the finals failed to sell out again. But instead of blaming the league's leadership or the boring matchup, who's she pointing fingers at? You guessed it, Caitlin Clark and her fans. Because apparently, it's Clark's fault that nobody wants to pay $6 to sit courtside. Let that sink in. The same player who single-handedly revived the league's popularity, who filled every arena she walked into, is somehow being blamed for the finals looking emptier than a Tuesday matinee. You couldn't make this up if you tried. And look, let's be real here. The WNBA has been doing victory laps all year. Record ratings, record ticket sales. The league is thriving, they said. The media ate it up too. Story after story about how the W was finally breaking through, how the hype was finally real. Well, if this is what thriving looks like, then the Titanic must have been a luxury cruise. Because the moment Caitlin Clark isn't in the lineup, the league's record-breaking momentum just evaporates like it never existed. No Clark, no crowd, no buzz, no buyers. That's the ugly truth the league refuses to admit. And let's not pretend this is some random fluke. It's not like we're talking nosebleed seats at a minor league arena in the middle of nowhere. This is Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. They can sell out a UFC weigh-in, a high school prom, or a Magic Mike show. But not the WNBA Finals? That's insane, imagine that. The same arena that's packed for concerts and NHL playoffs suddenly looks like a ghost town for a championship game. Whole sections are just empty blue dots on Ticketmaster. You could literally count the fans by hand. And here's the craziest part. During the regular season, when Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever came to town, those exact same seats were 5 times more expensive and sold out instantly. Courtside tickets went for $2,000. Now, you can sit in the same spot for under $500. That's not a dip, that's a collapse. The WNBA spent months bragging about how they were bigger than ever. But as soon as their golden ticket is gone, the illusion falls apart. The numbers don't lie. They scream. And right now, they're screaming, "We messed up." So what happened? How did the league go from record-breaking to record-breaking embarrassment in less than a month? We're breaking it all down. From A'ja Wilson's meltdown to the empty arenas, from the Clark effect to the commissioner's PR spin. Buckle up, because this is a full-on train wreck, and it's only getting worse. So, let's break this circus down. Because the numbers are worse than anyone expected. After all that record-breaking season talk, after the hype, the sponsorships, and the PR fluff, the WNBA Finals pulled up with ticket prices so low you'd think you were buying clearance socks at Walmart. We're talking $6 upper-level seats. Not resale, not some random scam link. Actual face value tickets? $6 to watch the best basketball players in the world. And it's not like the lower bowl is any better. Those go for around $25. Want to sit behind the team bench? $90. Second row? Maybe $130 if you're feeling fancy. That's less than what some fans paid to park during Caitlin Clark's rookie debut. Think about that. You could buy a finals ticket, a hot dog, and a drink, and still have money left over for gas. Meanwhile, the league's out here bragging about growth. Growth in what? Empty seats? Because the only thing expanding right now is the gap between hype and reality. Now, you'd think this would light a fire under the league office. But nope. The commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, is busy giving press conferences talking about how the WNBA has never been stronger. Yeah, Kathy, tell that to the 3,000 people who showed up to a finals game in a 10,000-seat arena. Let's get something straight. This isn't about the city. Vegas sells everything. Boxing? Sold out. UFC? Sold out. Even Formula One packed the Strip. The problem isn't Vegas. The problem is nobody cares about this matchup. Let's be honest. A'ja Wilson is great. Chelsea Gray's solid. Jackie Young is fun to watch. But you know what they don't have? Buzz. No drama, no rivalry, no storyline. It's just basketball. And not even the kind that grabs casual fans. Remember when Caitlin Clark was playing earlier this season? Every game felt like an event. Tickets were gone in hours. Reporters were flying in from everywhere. Social media was on fire. Now, you can practically hear the echo of the basketball hitting the court. You want proof? During the Fever's peak run, resale tickets were never under $200. Courtside was $2,000. Now, the same seats during the finals are sitting unsold at $300, begging someone, anyone, to buy them. The optics are brutal. Ticket maps look like winter. Nothing but blue dots. Whole sections wide open. You could host a family reunion in the front row. And this isn't some internet exaggeration. Fans have been posting screenshots all week. Empty arenas, dead crowds, silence so thick you can hear the sneakers. Squeak louder than the fans cheer. It's not just embarrassing. It's devastating for a league that's been begging for legitimacy. And let's talk about those record-breaking viewership numbers they keep bragging about. Sure, they hit some good ratings when Caitlin was on screen. But the second she's not there, those numbers fall off a cliff. You don't need a stats degree to figure this one out. The so-called growth wasn't the WNBA's doing. It was the Caitlin Clark effect. She was the reason people tuned in. She was the storyline. She was the reason fans cared. Without her, it's back to the same old WNBA. Empty arenas, quiet broadcasts, and players arguing on social media about who deserves more respect. And here's the part that really stings. During the season, when Vegas hosted the Fever, it was packed. The same arena, the same city, the same fans. Sold out wall to wall. The second Clark's gone, half the place vanishes. If that's not proof that she carried this league on her back, I don't know what is. But instead of embracing that, the league and its players keep trying to downplay her importance. They act like her fans don't matter, like her popularity is some kind of problem. Well, congratulations! Now you're seeing what the WNBA looks like without her. And it's not pretty. The so-called most anticipated finals has turned into a clearance sale. You can literally buy a finals ticket for the same price as a Caitlin Clark t-shirt. And guess which one fans are actually buying? This isn't just bad optics. This is a full-blown PR nightmare. Even sponsors are side-eyeing this mess. You can't talk growth and engagement when your championship looks like a preseason scrimmage. You can't preach empowerment when fans are skipping the finals to go bowling next door. And the players? They're frustrated. A'ja Wilson's meltdown says it all. She's tired of the criticism, tired of the low turnout, and tired of being compared to Caitlin Clark. But here's the thing. Comparisons only hurt when there's truth behind them. The WNBA's problem isn't Caitlin Clark. It's the lack of Caitlin Clark. When she's on the court, people watch. When she's not, they don't. Simple as that. Let's be honest here. The entire WNBA season was basically the Caitlin Clark show. Every headline, every post, every viral clip, it all circled back to one person. Even when she wasn't playing, people still managed to drag her name into the story. Now, suddenly, she's out of the playoffs. And what happens? Boom! Crickets. The hype vanishes faster than those $6 tickets on StubHub. It's like the league forgot what made people watch in the first place. Let's not sugarcoat it. The reason those seats are empty isn't because of bad marketing or timing. It's because the star who brought casual fans to the table, the one who made non-basketball, People actually care. Got eliminated. And without her, the WNBA Finals just turned into a private event for family members and maybe a few die-hard fans who accidentally clicked buy. And yet, the league's leadership acts like nothing's wrong. They keep posting on social media like, "Look at this amazing finals energy," while you can literally count the audience members on one hand. It's embarrassing. You know what's even more insane? The WNBA spent months bragging about record ratings during the regular season. Viewership up 200%, most watched season ever. But here's the thing, no one wants to say out loud. Those numbers had nothing to do with the league's strategy and everything to do with Caitlin Clark existing. It's like the league was driving an old car that could barely make it up a hill. Then Caitlin Clark came along and slapped a rocket engine on the back. Suddenly, they were speeding down the highway yelling, "Look at us go!" But now that the rocket fuel's gone, they're right back to sputtering smoke, and the sad part is, they never learned from it. They didn't build on that momentum. Instead, they alienated new fans with weird storylines, petty feuds, and endless social media drama. The truth hurts. You can't mock or minimize the person who single-handedly made your league relevant and then expect fans to stick around when she's gone. Let's talk about fan experience for a second. You'd think with all that new attention, the WNBA would go all in to make people feel welcome. Better venues, fair pricing, engaging coverage, maybe even some humility. Instead, we got overpriced merch, forced narratives, and players throwing shade at the one person who put butts in seats. It's like they looked at success and said, "Nah, we'd rather gatekeep this." The fans who came in because of Caitlin Clark weren't just there for her. They wanted to fall in love with the league. They wanted to support everyone. But what did they see? Players acting cold, commentators playing favorites, and a vibe that screamed, "You're not one of us." Guess what? That's how you lose momentum. Fast. And now the finals are paying the price. The seats are empty, the ratings are in free fall, and the media is scrambling to explain it away. But deep down, everyone knows the truth. You can't fake fan energy. You either earn it or you don't. Game 1 of the finals barely cracked 600K viewers. Game 2 dropped even lower. These are supposed to be championship-level games, but the numbers look like reruns of local cable shows. And remember, this is after months of the WNBA patting itself on the back for breaking records. Where did all those new fans go? I'll tell you where. They went right back to college basketball, to the NBA preseason, or to literally anything else that doesn't feel like a PR stunt. Even worse, those ticket prices, $6. That's less than a fast food combo meal. And still, people weren't buying. Imagine walking past the arena, seeing the giant finals banner, checking your phone, and realizing you could get in for less than an Uber ride home, and still saying, "Nah, I'm good." That's how little excitement there is. Some fans say it's the players. Others point to the league office. Some even blame the media for hyping things up too much. But let's be real. It's all of the above. The players fed into the drama, the league encouraged it for clicks, and the media poured gasoline on it because it sold headlines. Everyone wanted their moment, but nobody thought about the long-term damage. Instead of building bridges with the new audience Caitlin Clark brought in, the league built walls. Instead of focusing on basketball, they focused on narratives. And now, they're shocked that the so-called movement fizzled out the moment the spotlight shifted. The WNBA had a golden opportunity. For the first time in decades, the casual sports world was actually paying attention. Sponsors were ready, fans were invested, the conversation was alive. All they had to do was keep it positive. Promote the rivalries but respect the players. Embrace the hype but stay authentic. Make it about basketball, not bitterness. Instead, they leaned into social media snark, petty post-game quotes, and endless comparisons. They forgot that the people tuning in weren't just basketball junkies. They were curious newcomers looking for inspiration. Now, they're gone. And when they're gone, they don't come back easily. You can't spend all season preaching growth and unity and then turn around and mock the very person responsible for that growth. That's not empowerment. That's self-sabotage. The same people who claimed they wanted equality in coverage and attention suddenly couldn't handle it when the spotlight landed on someone else. That's not progress, that's insecurity. And when fans see that kind of energy, they check out. Nobody wants to support a league that looks bitter about its own success. So now, here we are at the so-called peak of the season, watching clips of half-empty arenas while social media spins excuses. But the truth is simple. The WNBA built its house on one name, and now that name isn't in the finals. The foundation collapsed. Every major league in history has gone through growing pains. The NBA wasn't an overnight success. The UFC struggled for years. Even soccer in America had to fight for relevance. But here's the difference. Those leagues didn't alienate their biggest draws. They embraced them, built around them, and turned them into global icons. The WNBA? They did the opposite. They got what they asked for, attention, and then acted shocked when that attention didn't play by their rules. Now, they're staring down a finals with bargain bin tickets and a reputation problem. The league can either double down on denial or finally face the facts. If they're smart, they'll rebuild from this moment, except that stars like Caitlin Clark matter, that the fans she brings matter, and that you can't build a future while ignoring the engine that drives it. But if they keep playing the "we don't need her" game, next year's finals might not even be worth $6. It might be free entry with a hot dog and soda, and that's not an exaggeration. That's the path they're on. At the end of the day, this isn't just about one finals series. It's about credibility. You can't demand respect from fans while pretending their interests don't exist. You can't claim to be growing the game when your biggest growth moment came from someone you treated like a problem. And now, the receipts are here. Empty seats, flat ratings, lost momentum. The numbers don't lie, and neither do the visuals. So maybe next time, instead of chasing narratives and clout, the WNBA should focus on what fans actually care about, the game itself. Because until they do, those $6 tickets are going to tell the real story louder than any press release ever could. So, yeah, that's where we're at. The so-called historic WNBA Finals turned into one of the biggest embarrassments in modern sports. $6 tickets, low ratings, no buzz, and a whole lot of denial. Do you think the league can recover from this? Or is this just the beginning of a long downward spiral? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you actually made it this far, hit that like button, subscribe for more truth bombs, and I'll catch you in the next one. Because in this league, apparently, reality costs less than a combo meal.